Rise and shine, fellow collectors. It's the Shine Man, and welcome to another unboxing and review with the Shiny Collector. Today we're going to be looking at the Marvel Legends Love Triangle 3-pack. These figures are referring to the love triangle between Wolverine, Cyclops, and Jean Grey. Wolverine has always had a bit of a thing for Jean Grey. However, Jean and Cyclops, they're kind of the perennial couple of the X-Men. They've been together since X-Men #1. So Wolverine is kind of like the bad boy who's, looking at Cyclops' girl. Wolverine has always had a bit of a thing for Jean Grey. However, Jean and Cyclops, they're kind of the perennial couple of the X-Men. They've been together since X-Men #1. So Wolverine is kind of like the bad boy who's, looking at Cyclops' girl. This 3-pack sports the retro light blue packaging using the 90s trading cards as a design motif for the package. You have cool artwork from each of the 3 characters' trading cards on the side of the box. Very cool. I've had these trading cards. Real cool artwork. On the top you got the X-Men logo with a lot of other little X-Men logos. Didn't see those before. And on the back you get the front and back of each character's trading card with a brief synopsis and a power readout. And it also reads on the back, the artwork on this package is inspired by the iconic trading cards from the early 90s, as I said before. Anyway, let's crack it open and let's see what we got inside. That's the fun part. Let's go. And there you have the love triangle. Okay, let's talk about their accessories. As my followers know, I love accessories, and this does not disappoint. Wolverine sports 5 accessories. You get a pair of hands with the adamantium claws. You get an unmasked head. You also get the mask that comes off of that unmasked head. And then you get a pristine regular head with a grimacing rawr grin. But the thing that really makes it happen for this figure is the fact that it comes with a set of bone-clawed hands, and it also has a battle-damaged head. So that makes this the Wolverine figure you want to have in your collection, because it gives you some really interesting customizations for your other Wolverine figures. Okay, and then we'll move on over here to Jean Grey. She doesn't come with a lot of accessories. However, she does come with an extra head. The extra head has a sculpt where her hair is sculpted into a ponytail. That makes for a really interesting character because, as many of you know, that's the look that she sported in the X-Men cartoon. So you get one from the comics and one from the cartoon, which makes that pretty cool. You didn't get that in the first Jean Grey figure that debuted. So that makes for a different, little bit of a change of pace. And here you have Cyclops. Cyclops comes with 2 extra heads and an extra hand for firing optic blasts. And the thing I'm noticing about the extra heads, it gives you different hairstyles and it'll give you different ruby quartz sunglasses. So that's actually pretty cool. Overall, I'm looking at it, this figure gets an A+ for accessories. Not only just because they give you a lot of them, but they're very interesting accessories. So they actually give you a lot of depth and gives you a lot of options when you're playing with them and posing them. So that's beautiful. Good job, Hasbro. Okay, we're moving into the points of articulation. Okay, since there's 3 of these guys, I'm gonna move through the points of articulation pretty quickly. Like many of your other Marvel Legends figures, each figure has about 32 points of articulation. Each figure has Ball pivoting neck rotates 360 degrees. Neck joint looks up, looks down. Ball and shoulder joint rotates 360 degrees. Gives you an added rocker here for posability. Arm goes out not quite 90 degrees. Has the upper arm swivel, double jointed elbow, wrist swivel, turns 360 degrees, and your wrist hinge. Figure has ab crunch, waist swivel, leg goes up beyond 90 degrees, hips go out about that far. You have your upper thigh swivel, you have your double hinge knee, and you have your ankle hinge and your ankle rocker. Okay, I'm not gonna go through the points of articulation on each one of these. The only differences are Jean Grey has a single hinge elbow with a elbow swivel. She also has a ball waist joint to give waist crunch. And the difference with Cyclops is really simple. On his arm, he has a upper arm swivel, and he also has a single elbow hinge with a elbow swivel. Those are the only differences in points of articulation. Otherwise, they are all the same for each and every figure. Each one of these figures stands about 6 inches tall, with the exception of Wolverine, who's a little on the short side. He's just about 5.5 inches tall, which is probably why Jean doesn't get with him. There's not a lot of women that like to date guys shorter than them. So, sorry, Wolverine. Not your fault. Okay, guys, let's look at the sculpting and the paint execution on each of these. Hasbro reused the body sculpts for each figure with a few differences. The Wolverine uses the same body sculpt, but first thing I noticed is that they changed his paint job a little bit. They gave him a brighter color yellow paint job, and the stripes on the side are a little bit different. But the biggest, and I mean the biggest change on the Wolverine figure is the fact that this one comes with bone claws, which makes this figure the Wolverine you want to have in your collection, because it gives you a different customization options with all of your other Wolverine figures. So this is the one you want. As far as with the other figures, let's take a look at Cyclops. He's also one that comes with some different customization options. Again, the first thing I noticed right away is there's a different color yellow paint on the Cyclops figure. If you want to make a comparison, I have my other Cyclops figure here, and this one has a brighter yellow on the waist accessories, the belt, the tights, the boots, as this one has a more orangey yellow, which this one is the one I kind of like a little bit better. I like that orangey yellow color, especially compared up against Jean Grey. If you can see it back here, it kind of makes them more of a match set, where this kind of has them a little bright. But again, I won't make a big stink about it because of the jacket, the different head sculpt. The hair is a little bit different than the last figure, a little bit lighter color. But other than that, it's the same Cyclops figure, just different paint job, and they added a jacket. But I actually like this figure because with this figure, you can do some real customizations on it. One of the things that I see a lot of collectors doing is that they're taking the extra heads and they're using these to make Matt Murdock heads for their Daredevil figures. So they're using these heads to give Matt Murdock an unmasked look with their Daredevil figures. So that's kind of cool. But other than that, I mean, the other thing I would think to do with this figure, and I know I've seen some people on Instagram and YouTube do this already. They are taking these figures, they're taking the little belt accessory off here, and they're using this body and resculpting heads to make a morph figure from the 90s cartoon, which is an excellent idea. I'll probably do it myself since I prefer the other Cyclops to this one. But it's a great idea. It's a definitely great idea. So with the Cyclops figure, if you're not planning on using it as a Cyclops figure, it definitely gives you some customization option to, you know, beef up your Daredevil figure, or to, like I said, create a morph figure. Some other cool things you can do with this, but overall, I like it. If you want a Cyclops, that's the one you want to get. Last but not least, I'm gonna move on to Jean Grey. Jean Grey, I love the paint job. It goes along, like I said, with the other figures from previous waves. They kept her paint job the same from the first Marvel Legends Jean Grey figure. I actually like this head sculpt too. I like both head sculpts on Jean Grey. They're beautiful. This one right here, I see a little paint scuffage out of the package on the nose, so we'll have to fix that. But other than that, it looks really good. Little paint sloppage on the mask and on the back where the hair meets, but overall it's good. I like it. But this head sculpt I think is beautiful. This one is probably my favorite. I mean, this one represents the 90s TV show, but this one actually looks really good. So I'll probably use that one also. I'll swap back and forth depending on what look I'm trying to get. But overall, Jean looks great. Her costume looks great. Great paint. Paint looks good. I mean, overall, I'm happy with it. It's the Jean Grey figure you want to have. And since I missed out on the first Jean Grey figure, and I never bought the Wolverine from the Apocalypse wave. Why? Because once I started collecting and I saw they were bringing this out, I figured, why have two since they were the same figure. And as you can see in the background, I have the OG Wolverine from Alpha Flight from his first appearance. So if I'm gonna have all of that, why even bother buying a third Wolverine that looks exactly the same? So I left it. No biggie. I got one. Looks good. I'm happy. Overall, there's a lot of good things going on with this 3-pack. 3 great characters from the 90s with an interesting story. All the figures come with great accessories. The new Cyclops comes with a lot of great customization options. If you missed out on the Wolverine or the Jean Grey action figures like I did, this was a great opportunity to pick these figures up. If you skipped on this one, you'll be sorry. So without having anything bad to say about this 3-pack, I'm rating it 5 out of 5 shinies. Shut up, take my money, it's worth every dime. Plastic awesomeness. Okay, that's all I have for you today, my fellow collectors. Tune in next time. I'll be doing a review on the Marvel Legends Deathlock action figure. If you like my review, scroll down, hit that big thumbs up. If there's something you want to add, leave a comment, and most importantly, subscribe and select the notifications for the Shiny Collector. See you all next time. Keep shining. Peace.